Hi again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams here on Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network. And as always, you can find the Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio.com, on Stitcher, and on TuneIn. And we hope you will subscribe to one of those podcast networks and get this podcast network, the Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network, where we have great content for you, weekly news and notes. We have interviews, and we have professional boxing that you can hear live on boxonthebeltway.podcast on the podcast network. Don't forget, you can always find me on Stitcher at Digital25, and my email address, beltwayboxing@hotmail.com. You can send me an email as well. And this week we have a lot of things going on. We have updates on the card in Kansas Star Casino, Mulvane, Kansas, with Mykal Professor Fox, his bout against Shojahan Ergashev. And also we have a card that took place in New Cumberland, West Virginia that changed somewhat, but we can talk about that as well. And also we talk about the amateurs and the results for the Stranja tournament in Sofia, Bulgaria. And coming up this week, we have bouts for Malik Iceman Hawkins as well as Dominic Lights Out Wade. And we have an update for the March 8th card that will take place at Live Casino in Hanover, Maryland. So all that coming up. A relatively short podcast, but still packed with information. Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network is brought to you by Real Time Pain Relief. We go to, from boxers to ballerinas for shoulder pain and muscle strain, everything between. Boxing Law on the Beltway recommends Real Time Pain Relief, the natural, plant-based, safe, fast, and effective ointment. You go to freepainoffer.com, you buy $10 worth of Real Time Pain Relief, you get a free $10 tube of Real Time Pain Relief. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. And by DeborahSpears.com, where she has those great weight loss tips, that great weight loss book. You can lose weight without dieting, eating real food along the way. She also has that great jewelry, including that great boxing pendant, still on her site. So go to Deborah, Debra Spears.com. Well, the big thing this past weekend was the 10-round unanimous decision loss by Mykal the Professor Fox, as he lost to the undefeated descendant of Tamerlane, Shojahan Ergashev of Detroit, Michigan, by way of Uzbekistan. That was a card that took place this past Friday, 1 week ago, at the Kansas Star Casino in Mulvane, Kansas. It was the main event of a Showbox telecast on Showtime. Now, I thought Mykal Fox did very well defensively. As I said over the last few weeks, I believe he is now the most skillful boxer we have in the Beltway. Look at it, just his skill level. I think he has the most skill of anybody in the Beltway right now, especially among the prospects and contender situations. Having said that, I don't think he got credit for that skill, especially on the defensive end. And I don't think he did enough offensively to win the bout against Ergashev. Ergashev seemed to be very, very frustrated during the bout. He was trying to get inside, and he really couldn't do it. And neither boxer landed a whole lot of punches during this contest. But again, I think Ergashev landed more solid punches than Fox did. And again, Fox did not get a good credit for his defensive abilities on that card. And I really thought that was the reason why he lost. The scores were 96-94 and 98-92 twice. I think the bout was a little closer. I would go with a 96-94. I believe Ergashev won the bout, but I don't think he won it by a 98-92 margin. I really don't. But be that as it may, Fox loses now for the first time. He's now 19-1, 5 KOs. Ergashev is now 16-0, 14 KOs. But again, I don't think Fox is hurt by this bout. It's not a major setback. It gives you an idea of where Fox is at the time of his career. Of course, we've chronicled him as one of our prospects of the year a couple of years ago, and he's still a solid prospect. I don't think this loss hurts him at all, and I think he'll be able to bounce back and kind of retool and find out what he needs to do next, because he needs to work on some things, and I think he's got to work on a little bit more on his offensive output, I should say, and I think he'll be all right down the road. So not a big loss for him. It's a loss, but it's not a big loss for Mykal Professor Fox. So we continue to wish him best wishes. Now, there was a card on Saturday, February the 16th, and that took place at the Mountaineer Casino Ballroom in New Cumberland, West Virginia, this past Saturday. Now, one boxer who was scheduled to appear on this card, but he didn't, and that was Dusty Hernandez Harrison. And now, Harrison had a lot of problems with this bout, with this card. There were a number of opponents that he had that all fell out one way or the other. One was he didn't come on the trip. That was one opponent. The other one came, got there, but had paper issues. Had situations with his papers, so he couldn't do it. There was another boxer who had issues too, so he didn't fight on the card at all. So this is the first time. He's still looking to compete. He's 30-0-1, Dusty Harrison, 30-0-1, 16 KOs. Still looking to compete for the first time since September of 2016. Now, there's a possibility that he may fight on a card in North Carolina. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but I haven't heard anything more about that at all, and that's coming up tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So I seriously doubt he will be on this card, but we'll be that as it may. We'll talk about that card a little bit later on because one of the other Beltway boxers will be on that card. Now, two Beltway boxers did compete on this card. Upper Marlboro, Maryland heavyweight Mike Silverback Balogun. He scored a first-round knockout over Corey Phelps out of Cattlesburg, Kentucky. No word on the time of the knockout, but Balogun remains undefeated. He's now 12-0 with 9 KOs. Corey Phelps falls to 16-12-1 with 8 KOs. He's known as the Cobra, by the way. Corey the Cobra Phelps. He's 16-12-1, 8 KOs. So good win for Mike Balogun. He hadn't fought in a while, so it's good to see him back in action. Also on the card, Suitland, Maryland super welterweight Linwood, Mr. Composure Dozier. Now, he battled Daniel Feelgood Hollywood. How about those names for nicknames for boxers? Daniel Feelgood Hollywood Rosenberger. He's out of Youngstown, Ohio, and he battled him to a 4-round draw. And all 3 judges were in agreement. You don't see this often, but all 3 judges were in agreement, and they all scored about 38-38. Then with Dozier's record now 10-21-3, 5 KOs, Rosenberger now is 4-6-4 with 1 KO. So those were the pro bouts on this past weekend. So overall decent weekend for Beltway boxers. I mean, it was a tough loss. They had a big win by Balogun, got a draw from Dozier, and Dusty Hernandez Harrison didn't fight at all. On the amateur side, Troy Isley out of Alexandria, Virginia, he captured a bronze medal at the Stranja tournament in Sofia, Bulgaria. Now, last year, he had a silver medal. He won a silver medal at the same event. He lost a 4-1 decision to Serhat Güler of Turkey in the semifinal bout that took place on February the 18th. Now, Isley's medal, as we said, for the second time in his event. So, again, a good performance for Troy Isley. His teammates, Amelia Moore as well as Keyshawn Davis, they did not medal. They lost in the quarterfinals of their events, so they did not medal this year. In fact, only 2 USA boxers in a contingent of 25 medaled. Actually, 3 medaled. 2 won gold, 1 won silver, and they had 5 bronzes. So not a bad performance. Could have been better, but a tough road overall for Team USA at the Stranja tournament in Sofia, Bulgaria. Now let's turn to this weekend. Of course, this weekend the Washington Golden Gloves will take place at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland. Starting time is 7:30. Still more of the juniors and the novice. We do have one pro card. Marquise Hines, who I believe is out of the Main Street Gym, takes on Mywok Dagut. I forget what gym he's out of actually now. So that's the only open bout on Saturday, February 23rd at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland. Starting time is 7:30. Now, as far as the pros are concerned, Malik Iceman Hawkins, the welterweight out of Baltimore, he'll be in an 8-round contest on Saturday, February 23rd at the Met Philadelphia in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hawkins will take on Gledwin Ortiz of the Bronx, New York. As we talked about a couple weeks ago, Hawkins is 13-0, 9 KOs, coming off a 10-round unanimous decision over Raymond Serrano back on March 30th at the Fillmore in Philadelphia. Ortiz is 6-2, 5 KOs. He last fought on November 16th, and he won a first-round knockout over Kieran Hooks at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, Now, I've heard that there's going to be a number of buses going to this bout, and they're all sold out. So don't even worry about getting the bus. You're not going to be able to get on there if you haven't gotten on there already. And Hawkins, as I said, one of the better prospects, again, out of the Upton gym. You think about what the Upton gym is doing over the last few months with, of course, their champion, Javante Davis, Malik Hawkins, who was our prospect of the year in 2018. And, 2017. 2017. And then you look at what Lorenzo Truck Simpson is doing. He's already 2-0. And Hawkins is just a talent. No question about that. And Glenn Ortiz, who is 6-2, 5 KOs. As you talked about, he is 2-0 with 2 knockouts against Beltway boxers. He scored a third-round knockout against Zarevbek Nishinbayev back on October 18th. That was in D.C. He knocked out J.C. Thompson in the first round in Baltimore back in 2015. But, again, neither boxer are on the level that Malik Hawkins is on. And that should be interesting to see what happens. Coming up this coming Saturday, actually tomorrow as we record this, Malik Iceman Hawkins taking on Glenn Ortiz, 8-round contest at the Met Philadelphia in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, getting back to that card that's going to take place in North Carolina, in Charlotte, North Carolina, as a matter of fact. It'll be at the center stage at NODA. And again, I have no idea what NODA stands for. I actually went on their Facebook page and asked them. So hopefully I can get a response to that soon. Dominic Wade is scheduled to be on that card. And this will be his second bout this month. Of course, his first bout only lasted 1 round as he knocked out Martin Fidel Rios in the first round back on February the 1st at the Main Street Armory in Rochester, New York. Dominic Wade is 19-1, 13 KOs. Again, his second bout since his loss to Gennady Golovkin. He's scheduled to take on Josue Abando out of Guadalajara, Mexico. He is 16-25-1 with 12 KOs, and he's fought a couple of Beltway boxers in the past. He lost by second round stoppage to Damon Nicholson back in August of 2017 at the Buffalo Run Casino in Miami, Oklahoma. And he also lost an 8-round unanimous decision to Demetrius Ballard in June of 2015 at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Lost a 6-round unanimous decision there. So he'll probably be probably tougher than Rios, a veteran like Rios, although he does not have a winning record. And it's be interesting to see what happens. So Dominic Wade on the fast track now, trying to get back into world title contention. So wish him the very best. And he's going to be on the card. This is a Christy Martin Promotions card at Center Stage NODA. That's Saturday, I should say, February the 23rd in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, we had a couple of updates on bouts that take place on March the 8th, and we will have a full March scheduled for our next podcast. We'll have a full March schedule coming up. Of course, March is casino month, should say, in the Beltway. And, of course, one of those bouts will take place on Friday, March the 8th, and that's the Jetta Promotions card at the Live Casino in Hanover, Maryland. And one of the people that will be involved in that now, he's just been added to the card, and that is Bowie, Maryland, undefeated super lightweight Greg the Sharpshooter Outlaw. And he is a couple of things about him. Number one, he'll be on the card. He'll take on Tyrone Crawley Jr. And that bout's scheduled for 6 rounds, and that should be an interesting situation. But also, Greg Outlaw has signed with King's Promotions, and that's interesting because, of course, he was with Real Deal Promotions early on, but apparently Evander Holyfield has folded up his promotional tent, and he's no longer promoting. So that allowed Greg Outlaw out of his contract, and he signed one with Marshall Kaufman and King's Promotions. And a number of boxers in the Beltway have signed with King's Promotions over the years, and Marshall Kaufman's done an outstanding job with all of them, as a matter of fact. So Greg Outlaw has been added to the March 8th card at Live Casino in Hanover, Maryland. Should be a very good card, no question about that. Now, the other big event for March 8th takes place in a new location, because actually this is a rescheduled bout. And that's the bout we talked about when we did the February calendar. And that is a bout featuring Baltimore, Maryland light heavyweight Travis Severe Reeves. He was scheduled to fight tomorrow as we record this for the WBO Intercontinental Light Heavyweight Championship in England. Now, that card has now been rescheduled for Saturday, March 8th. It'll be a new location as well, the legendary Royal Albert Hall in Kensington, England. Once again, Reeves challenges champion Anthony Yarde of Ilford, Essex, England in this bout. Reeves is 17-3-2, 7 KOs, coming off a 10-round unanimous decision win over Linnell Bellows on January 17th in Las Vegas. Reeves, as we talked about, is a former USBO light heavyweight and a Maryland State Cruiserweight champion, and he also challenged for the IBO World Light Heavyweight Championship. Got knocked out in the 12th round in that bout. Yarde is 17-0, 16 KOs, making the 5th defense of this WBO Intercontinental Championship. He won this back in September 2017. Yarde last fought on October 20th, scored a 4th round TKO over Walter Gabriel Sequeira in Brentwood, England. Yarde, by the way, also the WBO European title holder, as we talked about last time. We talked about this bout. That belt is not on the line. So, be interesting to see what happens there. So that is the card for this coming week, and this is the update for this week, and we look forward to some great events coming up in the next couple of weeks. Thanks for joining us here on Beltway Boxing News and Notes. Once again, brought to you by Real Time Pain Relief. Go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real Time Pain Relief. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. And by DeborahSpears.com, great jewelry, great events, and great weight loss tips on Deborah, Debra Spears.com. I'm Gary Digger-Williams. Thank you so much for joining us. And always remember, keep supporting the best boxing in the world, the boxing along the Beltway. Thanks for listening. Take care. Hey, honey. Hey. I'm doing my podcast. I'm trying to finish it up. Mm-hmm. Wait. So hold on. You want me to go to the radiology place? Okay.
B4.